Hi, Women Leading into the Future. So this week in the Women Leading into the Future group, I'm Pao. I have been sharing about presence, the way of life. Presence, the way of life. So first of all, why present? So to say a little bit about present, if you know, it's about being right here, right now. It's like right now, I'm here. Yeah, I'm doing this live, and I'm going to share that's why it's important to be present. It's about how. It's very simple. It's more on the awareness of being into our body instead of the head, because you experience when you keep thinking about, let's say, what to do next, or you're thinking about an event which has not happened yet, an event into the immediate future or next week, like what shall I do, what if especially this is especially it's all about awareness. If you caught yourself in your head, there's a phrase say, what if something and happen, what shall I do? Is that you prepare something happen, that is that instead of being in the present, you are actually going to the future, which is it's a very blurry world because it's like it's not happened yet. And then another side is, if you think about, I should have done this, I should have said that, it's like that, it's that's in the past, which is already done. There will be a moment for us to do reflection. As you just it's like fully even doing reflection to reflect about the past or to learn from it, to get the lesson. Even doing that require presence, because there's a full focus on, okay, now I'm going to reflect the past and I'm going to reinvent my life. That's all. You take your whole present into doing that. So for the normal moment, as we are, I don't know, I just feel like we are getting more busier, and we have all the technologies, have a lot of informations. I don't know, it's like, yesterday, I want to share something happened. Yesterday, I was paying the parking ticket at the parking ticket machine. So an elderly woman just like crossed me, and suddenly she just hit the floor down. I think she misstepped something and hit down, and the whole family really freaked out. And then I was like, oh my God, I'm trying to don't know that what I can. So normally she was in pain, but that something struck me is after she her family put her seat right down, she took out her phone and to check that whether her phone was okay. So that's really kind of give me a feeling that, like a realization that how much that in our life right now our phone had taken over. like now, yes, right now I'm doing live through my phone, right? That I think is one of the things that is that, are you constantly checking your phone, or you separate time, like this is the time that I'm present with someone really in front of me, or is it time that I dedicate time that is the present? So I'm going to say about how it's very simple. It's just mainly first step. Focus on one thing. Focus, concentration, take you into present. So what I would say is always your breath. So every time I start from the starting point is I just focus on my breath. And wherever I am, even though I'm saying something, maybe I got stuck and my mind went blank, wherever I am, like not right now, I just take a deep breath and I come back. So it's always have a comeback feelings. Sometimes you might be lost in thoughts. That, like a thought after another thought, and it leads to another thought, and it leads to another thought, and it's never ending. and then something distracted you, and you're maybe at the middle of doing something, but maybe a message comes, you've been distracted. So I would say always come back. This always come back is come back to the present. Like when you take a deep breath, or when you just focus on your own breathing, it's automatically you come back to your body. So instead of going away with the mind, you're just gonna take your mind back inside your body. Come home, right? And then that's the moment come home. It's a constant reminder. Because we are so wired up into thinking. We are so wired up into what to do. So it's just need to always remind ourselves. It's like a discipline to remind ourselves to come back. And then when you come back, is almost feel like you just start from zero, like a resetting, where every time you turn off your computer and you switch on your computer, it's a resetting. It's always come back to zero, always come back to present. And when you come back to present, like right now, you can try. It's a sense of groundedness. It's a sense of centeredness. And when you come back, it's kind of like you have this single center focus, like a beam that start from your heart, and it's just inclusively, your attention is just inclusively on everything. And it feels like you suddenly zoom your lens. When you look at things, when you suddenly zoom your lens, instead of focus on it, you zoom your lens bigger, and you inclusively taking in a lot of informations at the same time. It's very surreal if you feel that. It's kind of like suddenly you feel kind of this, go back to a blank sheet of paper, and then restart from there. Then from there, and this here, I go to why present. Why is the way of life? Why every single moment we need to remind ourselves to be present? It's because our thoughts create our reality, right? This is the law of attraction. This is the universal law. Our thought create our reality. So our thoughts come with feelings and create our reality. So if this is the basic law, so the question come back is, how can we think the thought that we want instead of worrying, instead of have any anxious thoughts, instead of thoughts of fears, thoughts of anything that we don't want, So it's like every time you come back to the present, you reset, you come back to zero. That is the moment you get back into your consciousness. That consciousness that's the moment you being the creator of your life. That's a moment you can choose what kind of thoughts I want to project out, and what kind of feelings I want to put myself in. And when these thoughts and feelings become like you think about one thought more time, and it gain momentum, it's gain momentum. When it gain momentum, when the times comes, like you planted a seed, and you're giving it enough nurturing, you're giving enough sunlight, waters, and when time comes, that's the manifestation. That's like you're living the life of your dream. So that's why present is so important, because without present, we will just continuously being distracted, continuously maybe being loops in our old patterns, old conditioning, old programmings, all these things, including people tell us what to do, what should we think, what should we believe, and it's not even from inside, like from the real you, right? So, and this present bring you back to the connection with the real you, to the connection with the highest universal intelligence. And from there, you feel there's a sense of getting back your power. You can try it right now, okay? Like, let's say you take a deep breath, and all the focus, in the breath, in your body instead. You can feel your hands, you can feel your legs, you can feel your body. And sometimes if you're so silent and so still, your presence go to a very high level. You can even hear your heartbeat. And that's the power, because you, instead of just crossing life with all artificial surface, then you go into the depth of life. You experience things differently. So this is why present is important, because from every present moment, you know why to be present, because I emphasize one more time for this life. Each thought added up create your reality. So what kind of reality you want to live in depends on what thoughts and feelings you're projecting out. So if you want to be consciously projecting out the reality you want, the positive, whatever special, unique reality you want, and you got to you got to come from a creator point of view, and you can deliberately, consciously choose your thoughts, choose how do you want to feel, and project out. That's why in order to do that, each moment you got to come back to the present. When you come back to the present, you know what's going on. Even when the moment you come back to the present, I just worry about something. So it's just like, okay, come back to the present. Okay, I restart again. Instead of worry, but it's a sign you can choose to tell yourself it's going to be okay. I trust, and it's going to be okay. That's the thought you choose. So instead of, if without present, we just keep on going and worrying about this thing, and go to worrying about that thing, and it's get deep and deep. And then when that momentum gained, and it's become the reality. So in order to come out from all the entanglement, all the old patterns, is always get back to present. So before I end this life, it just take a few minutes and just to experience the present. Just take a deep breath, and then just fully anchor in one single point. You can even feel, how the air travels through your body. And then you can feel your body. It's like you come back in one single point of concentration, so one single point. And when you are in this state of mind, you carry on with your life, even you're washing dishes, walking, driving, it's all presently. This is very addictive if you taste it. Because have you ever experienced when you engage in something, you forgot about time. You forgot about all the lives, obligations, works, worries, and then you just don't want to get out from that moment. And that is the present. And how to bring this present into those things, those things in life we kind of like have to do, but we need to do, even though we don't like to, gotta do your laundry, clean your house. Bring that presence in those every single actions, and just be in there. Sometimes you feel, okay, it's a lot in the mind, like I need to do this, 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 I got a lot of things to do. Go back and come back. And when you feel overwhelmed, when you have a lot of things in your mind, it's like, I need to do that, always come back to the present. come back to the breath, reset back to zero. Then, now, what is the only next thing? And always bring that present into everything you do. So that is why, first, why present? You will enjoy your life, whatever you do. Enjoy your life and just be in that moment. There will be nothing else. Second, you deliberately create your life instead of being told what to do, being told what to believe, or instead of the programming automatic running your life. So this is how I will share in this week, and next week we will have Annie going to share about relationship. Bye. Enjoy present.